Moving to Europe changes your lifestyle. It also changes opportunities. But one thing nobody tells you that it also changes the way you date as a person. So that's why today we are asking the question, what is it like dating in Europe?
Yeah.
Is it harder or is it easier? Or is it that the women see us differently?
Basically, I think dating a woman being born here, especially, is very difficult.
Okay.
Because you have different cultures.
Okay.
So this alone will bring a lot of problems if we don't compromise.
If we don't compromise.
Yeah.
Okay. And Daniel, what do you think? Do you think dating here is easier or harder for the men?
So dating here, it depends on who you are dating. I think for me, it's the color is very important. I mean, because the whites are quite different, and the Africans are also different. All the other, parts of our stereotypes are also different. So it depends on who you are dating, and in general, because everybody has their own character.
Okay. All right, guys. So welcome to the Lapotee Show, where we talk about relationship conversation, real culture, and modern day dating. And like I say today, I'm here with a couple of gentlemen in the house, and we're going to talk about what it is like dating here as an African man living in Europe. But like I always tell you guys, I don't do this alone, and today I have with me two nice, fine gentlemen in the house. Today we are lucky enough to have a man of God in the house, so don't be surprised if you start hearing some scriptures. So to my far end there is Daniel. Let's get to know you. I mean, you introduce yourself.
Well, yeah. So I'm Daniel Jadman. I know almost everybody knows me. I hope so. And I'm also a pastor. I'm a CEO expert. I'm a web, master. I'm also a gospel artist. In Hamburg and the rest of the world, probably knows me as well. So yeah,
that is just to say a few. And on the other hand, that's my old time friend. Today he decided to show off to grace us with his presence here on Lapotee TV. So let's get to know you.
I'm Justice Lapotee. People normally know me FTV about all over social media. Yeah. I like gym a lot. That is what I like to do. I'm an IT expert. I'm a graphic designer as well. I design a lot of things, but low key when you get to Europe.
You just said that low key when you get to Europe things change, and that's one of the reasons why we are here. So like I asked earlier on, let me ask, what felt different? Because I believe, knowing both of you, I know if not for anything, you guys have been here close to a decade or maybe more than a decade. So by all means, you have that experience. Even though I think some of you here are not still dating, maybe are still married, but you've been through the process. So we want to know, what felt different for you dating here in Europe?
Yeah, so for me, I think most of the ladies look up to some sort of expectations, right? And I think that is one of the most difficult aspect of dating, because they come with some kind of class, and they expect you to be, on that level, and sometimes when you travel from Africa to Europe, you need the time to build yourself. It's just not easy for you as an individual come from Africa. You need that time to know yourself, because you are in a different realm, so to say. I don't want to go to theological, but you are in a different realm, and you need to get used to the system. So if fortunately or unfortunately you meet somebody at the early stages, they see you as a man. They don't really care about where you're coming from, whatever that you need to be doing to get yourself together. So right from the onset, for instance, like you're saying, a woman already here. For instance, a woman who's already, indented in the system.
Maybe established you already.
Exactly. Yeah. They are looking up to you, right from the onset. They admire you. They want you to be this person, that person, almost at the same time. And that would take some time. But that is what always starts a little bit of, a little bit of friction from the beginning, because you get to lose your ego, because the woman wants more from you. And they tend to, temper with something in you. And that is how it starts, actually.
We can all relate, like I said, because we've all been there, we've not been here, and we know what it is like. And like I said, change is inevitable once you move to a place. But I want to ask you, Junibok, do you feel like the women here are more like independent? Like, what felt different?
I think they are independent because looking at way back home, let me use our in cultural way, like our traditional way. The Bible even said it, and our way man is always the head of the family. But in Europe, it's not like that. Europe, when you date somebody being born in Europe or being a white, or let me use that word, being white or being born especially, as my brother said, they expect a lot of things from you. They want you to match them with everything they do, like the cultural aspect, the languages, like they want to push you way forward, like they want you to excel in life. Because for them, they want you to travel around the world to explore, take adventurous things. But like our people way back home, it's not like that. You know what is going on right now in our country. It depends on men to survive.
So based on what you just say, do you feel like you find yourself in a situation whereby because of all this thing you had to adjust? Like,
okay, for me, let me use myself as an example. Well, when I was coming to Europe, I wasn't dating then.
Okay.
So it was very simple for me because now I'm here, so I have to establish myself here. So I have to go all out to make a family and understand. So I had the opportunity to meet people born in Ghana, people who was born here, white and understand. So I tasted all aspects of relationship.
Okay.
So I got to know how it entails to be with each and every one.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know about my aspect of being that particular relationship. I would say it really motivated me. It's like, I like this is why I'm living now. So I want to do everything here. So I don't think
what's going on at home.
I guess I know I have friends, people there, but like for me I can't just be here and dating someone outside. Because the communication
long distance. No. I know that.
You mean what can take your time? Now you have to call in. So I like to do it here. That is my opinion. I don't know everything.
Yeah, like I said earlier on, I think it's something that we all can relate to, because when you are here, even when you find yourself in a situation whereby you don't want to change, the situation forces you. But do you think it makes things more confusing?
Basically, the thing is, this part of the world is very developed. That is one thing we shouldn't forget. That is, I mean, from where we are coming from, we are still getting there, by the grace of God. But this part of the country, you have to come, whether you like it or not, you should be prepared for where you are coming to, and know that you definitely have to get used to the system. And anybody you came to meet is already in the system. So whatever they are doing, if you are supposed to meet a lover, don't expect anything normal. There's going to be so many ups and downs. If you're not ready for that, then being in a relationship is going to be very difficult, because you have to come embrace a new kind of atmosphere. Even the person that really loves you can suddenly turn against you, not because they hate you, but actually because of the situations, the system. You see, it makes you feel locked up sometimes, And sometimes if you're not well, prepared for that kind of encounter, it becomes more like a problem between you and your partner. And most of the times they are already here, so they know what is best, sort of. And that is where most men that travel to Europe get to miss the mark, because the woman's already established here. They go to school from the beginning, from kindergarten and all that. So they know what they think is right. And you, the man, should actually understand that getting accustomed to their way of living will take a little bit of being, tamed. You need to be in that taming, process for a while, for you to get that, confidence in yourself, because it will build up, and the woman is the one that's going to help you build that confidence to the stage where you can really rub shoulders with her. And that's unfortunately that's how it is here. So it makes men a little bit, weaker, let me say. But if you are an intelligent man, you understand the system works in that direction, so you wouldn't let that get on you so much, So yeah,
I think you are right with what you said, because I mean, if you ask me, I think we as let me not say African men, I think we as African men, I have to include myself, we come here with a different mindset, but then you realize once you get on the grounds here, the rules are different.
You have to adjust to it,
because like you said, the way they see things is different. It's the way maybe we perceive things. So I guess those are one of the things that makes it kind of different and frustrating somewhat here and that kind of a thing. Yeah. So yeah. Do you think women in Europe have a stereotypes about African men?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. The women in Europe, especially people, those who have born here, let me use that word again. They have this perception about people from Africa, like they underrate them normally. And they feel superior about them all the time.
Okay,
they think they know nothing.
Because we're coming from Africa, so they feel like
but they've forgotten we have we live independent on our own. Like we don't depend on people. Like some people pass through a lot of places before they got to know it.
Yeah.
But then they can't live on their own. Everything is like parent, but like
in the system.
in our culture, normally, let me see, the parents here normally give these kids some
Advice, mindset.
Men from Africa. So the moment even you approach a person, you have different perceptions. You can even sit in a train. You see, for all you know, you're going to just sit down. You think about a person there. And once she sees it's from Africa, you just get up and go to another coach. That's happening to a lot of people. I've tested some before. Yeah. So these are like things that, but when they get to know you, they know, oh wow, these people are like nice people. When they got here, they have some term, gambo.
Gambo, that's what they call it.
Yeah, Ghanaian one, I don't know, yeah. But when they call it mangambo, sometimes people doesn't understand, people doesn't like it and stuff like But I think the system has really changed. Now they are getting to know
Accustomed to us.
And moreover, the girls being born here, normally they love to marry or date people from Africa, and the guys born here marry the whites especially. Yeah. So always I will say is like the parents who shouldn't like give these kids some bad perception about people. Because the moment you even say I love you to a woman, and she wanted to introduce you to a mom, the first thing the mother
Translated differently.
on paper.
So you are talking more in regards to the Africans kids or African ladies that are born here or are raised here and they grow up here. Okay, that's good. So that's more on the negative side, the kind of stereotype they have. Okay, that's good. We have that established. So Daniel, what about you? You think it's in the positive or negative?
Yeah, so there are actually two sides. You know, I side with what my brother said, and the other side is like I think you, the man, should also be confident in yourself when approaching. Of course, you should already be aware of what you're coming to face. At least there should be somebody who should tell you. Anybody that travels to Europe, for instance, a man, of course, there is always somebody that talks to you.
Okay.
There's almost everybody, you know, experience that there's somebody have to advise you. Even when you come in the system, the first 1 month, you know, first 6 months, 1 year, there are people that will advise you, except you isolate yourself. But if you want to get close to people, like in church, for instance, you get to know people there. So there you can get to know some quality people that could, you know, advise you and talk to you and let you understand that, listen, okay, it works like that. The women are maybe this way, that way, but still, the thing is, a woman will still want to marry. Every woman actually wants to marry. The thing is, we don't really understand what it is in the realm. But the thing is, every woman knows that when they get to some ages, you should be married, because what are you waiting for? There should be somebody that should come into your life. So they are always actually open, if I'm honest with you, but of course, they are a little bit, you know, skepticism, yeah. Skepticism is what I'm looking for.
That's the word, yeah.
Or some thoughts, you know, about men and all that. But as they get close to you and they get to know you better, they get to embrace a new kind of atmosphere, which we the men have to build that. You know, so with the stereotype type of thing, I really don't see it that way. It's how we see it. If we change our perspective about how we see them, I think it will help us to be able to be confident enough to approach a woman, and from there it gets better, you know. From there on.
Do you think, based on what you say, is it just from your perception how you see it, or do you think it's a general thing?
Oh, it's a general thing.
Okay.
It's actually a general thing, because as a man, no matter what the woman wants to do, maybe to suppress you or whatever, but they still look up to you as a man.
Okay.
That's the figure.
Because based on what Junibok said, I think, like I said, we've all been had that experience. I remember one time I mean, back in those days, I mean, there's one thing that is very interesting that African people do that is kind of surprising. I feel like nobody came here with a status. You understand what I'm saying? It's a process when you come to the system. It's nothing you bring here. One way or the other, you acquire your permit, whatever, and all those things here. So, I mean, the fact that an African lady will see you and feel like just because you don't have your status or something kind of shaky or something you are working on, and just because of that, she's putting in your box, I think it's a kind of mindset that they have to do away with, because I've had my own fair share. I think there was a time I would have this girl, and then at a point she got to know that it is still something I'm working on. And then she was like, my parents suffered for them to get this kind of status here, so I should also find my way to, you know, kind of fix my status too. I mean, can you imagine?
Some are actually adamant, you know, in thinking.
And then for you to sell, like, and I'm like, they make it feel like it's something you can just pick on the floor. It's something that's in the system, whether you like it or not. Nobody came with that thing here. And so that's why I asked the question and I asked you, do you think it is how you perceive it, or because I don't think it's Personally, that's why I say it's a
narrative
general
has
thing.
changed.
Yeah, so
It has changed.
From my side, I don't think it's something general, but like for me, I got my own silver platter, story. Yeah, but I'm that guy. When I got my woman, the mother was giving support. Oh, no, I no boy, like something like I'll help you to get. So I didn't get a chance to face those kind of studies. But I have a lot of friends who went through this. Somewhere in the course of even getting married, the person like, but along around the parents will do the background and say that's young people, then they'll stop it. But long run, it really hurts the girl because maybe the girl was in love, but because of this, let me listen to my mother, and it will turn to another thing. And later you see them 20, 35, 36.
Without no man. Yeah. So, but you said something very, very important that I love. You said, I think times are changing, things are evolving, because there was a time where the only thing or the only way people to get access to information or data was CNN.
Yeah.
So if there's anything happening in the world, once you get it from CNN, you feel like that's the final. But now we have other sources that you can get your news. So now people are not just like what we are doing the podcast now. So you are not basing on just one thing that somebody is saying, and then it's going to end up leading you into a hole. So I think that's a good thing. But let me just throw in and ask, do you think as African men today, do you think sometimes we stereotype these people? Yeah.
So basically, I think it's because of how we enter the system, because we already have this preconceived idea that you're going to a new country, like there's this, anxiety in you that makes you feel a bit inferior. That's what starts all these, thoughts and all that. But in general, Just said something that I really loved. The thing is, if you present yourself well and you are confident in your approach, most times it works. Because women, to be honest, a woman that is a serious woman that really want to marry, this woman does not look on your weaknesses. They look on your strength. They focus on where you are, what you come with. I mean, what you command. You understand? If you come, bold and confident with your approach, how you talk to them, they don't really look behind you. They get stick to you already, and they want to already, get to know you more. And
the thing is, let me, if you don't mind, if we are talking in regards to because based on all the conversation we've been having, it looks like we are more concentrated about the African ladies that are girls that are born here. I'm just saying, and if we have to come from that angle, one thing that I've noticed, I feel like their parents kind of have much influence on them. So even though, like you said, she feels like this is right, this is what she feels.
In general.
Yeah.
I was speaking in general, actually. Oh, okay. I didn't really specify. I didn't specify Africans.
I didn't say, but I said based on the way we both are talking.
Okay.
It looks like the whole.
It feels like that.
Yeah.
Because for me, I've tasted white.
The guy has been okay.
I know the difference. Yeah, so I don't think. I'm saying something in general. The white people, the parents that they have command over them. For them, they are on their own. Whatever he or she will decide, it's on their own. But that's what I'm saying. The African girls or African ladies, the parents somebody come inside. Yeah, they want to control everything.
And they want the best for them, sort of.
White lady go all out. I mean, the moment he or she is 10 and 15. You don't want to leave home, studying.
It's actually illegal.
Yeah. So for them, I don't have the problem with it because they go all out to do their own thing. If it works, fine. It doesn't work, they move on. But unless we like our ladies, ladies. But then we come from the same place. We know them very well. So for them doing their thing, sometimes we feel some way because they also have some perception. They stereotype about African guys, which I have a lot of perception about them. When I came first, the system already, gave me 1-0.
Oh, okay.
The language aspect, you're afraid to approach them.
Somebody,
because you can really see the person speaking tree. But when I say Dutch,
the moment you start speaking English, the local language, they feel like, okay, he just came. They use that term, Abba Fresh.
That's true.
When we came, we don't understand it. So this even push me. Like when we started getting to know small things, the company came back, boss.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like let me approach the person.
Yeah.
If it's way to work, if that's I move on.
Yeah.
And that's what really let me got a lot of things to to move on with me. So I think
personally, if you ask me, sometimes I think the experience is worth it. In everything, there's two ways. You're either going to learn positive or negative, and then you learn how to go
I
forward.
think it has changed. I mean, from then till now, there's so much differences, so much changes, and it is actually getting more positive, than we thought. So because I've been seeing a lot of marriages recently, a lot of people, new faces, I mean, it feels good. The parents are actually doing well. If I should comment on them too, because before they were the problem, because a girl will like want to talk about the new guy she met, and they'd be like, "I don't want to catch with Ghana."
Can you imagine that?
Bro. So all these things were negative effects, but somehow I think we are getting the way that the shift has really performed nicely. So
African Mothers Day, we are giving you props. Like
and fathers.
Minister Najima said, he said right now, you guys are doing well. I mean, you guys are not putting us in a box like that right now. Yeah. What do you think in terms of dating app here? Do you think it's more easier for African men to be on a dating app here?
When we came, some of the dating app was free.
Okay.
So the guys were going all out to say.
Okay.
I got my first white girl.
Okay. You heard that? If you just came here, you're looking for your first white girl.
But now, all the dating apps, you have to pay.
Okay.
Because of the payments, people doesn't go. You can somebody go, "Charlie, do have app?" You have to the person. When they get to pay, Charlie, you have to pay, and I can't do it all. But the white people, they go all out. For them, it's normal. African man is thinking about the money he's going to pay because maybe 10 a month. You think that if money to African man,
you can't be brave.
Tell people, no, Charlie, this money I used to buy something. I can go on the street and get one. But the white person, that money is nothing to him. He will just pay and just go and search for whatever he wants. Definitely things will go, you'll get it and he'll do his life.
Okay, but I think like you're right with what you said, but it all boils down to the situation again. You come here and maybe like
you need time.
For you every euro counts. You understand me? So you don't see how
Nobody should know your pocket before you even.
Before it comes down, even when you are spending something, you live here. So see 10 euros as 10 cedi in Ghana. That's the way I live my life now. So if I buy something, maybe 200 euros, I say like 20 Ghana, 200 Ghana.
You don't make that calculation.
Now it's becoming normal.
Thank you. Because you are working. This is where you are living your life now. I've been here for past almost getting 13 years.
But sometimes it's hard.
Definitely, I just have to.
Recently, I went to buy Kinky. They started from 150. Now they say €2.
Yeah.
Now they say 250. Now they even wanted to sell the shit up for me, and I'm like, nah, I was like, Kinky. But for you, Daniel, what do you think? I mean, do you think it's
also the app institution or the app ecosystem? For me, it's a good thing, But the only thing is that for Africans, in our the scope, sometimes we don't want to research. We don't really want to do more research to know whether it's helpful or not. But it could have been good because I see that there are many people that are serious on apps. I mean, the paid app, for instance, there are serious people that are actually looking for relationships. So it could be useful. I mean, it's not for everybody. If it's yours, go take it. If you really have confidence that going through an app will be helpful for you, do it. If you think you're going to find your partner in the church, like you should know what you want. Otherwise you'll be, all over the place. You shouldn't be looking for a girl here and then you're on the app there. It's, for instance, if the girl that you are currently talking to get to find out you are on app, they'll be like, you're not even trustworthy. You understand?
But then based on what you're saying, I think for some people, they feel like if I'm talking to you, and we've not come to a conclusion, or I don't know where I stand when it comes to you. Like, we've not declared to ourselves that we're official dating.
Let me, sorry.
Okay.
Just briefly.
Oh, sure.
What you just said is important, but the thing is, you need to know where the direction is going.
Okay.
If I'm chatting with a girl now, and I see that we are progressing, I will see it. I will sense it. Otherwise you're not serious, or you are playing girls, or you are playing people.
Okay.
Do you understand? If you are really sure with somebody, you will know that the energy is building or is decreasing.
Okay.
There should be that discernment.
So for you, based on what you're saying, like if someone is on a dating app, they should focus being on dating
Be
app.
there.
They can't have somebody already now and say they are still on
Tricky.
dating.
It's okay, but it's very tricky. You should really understand the risk involved.
People sometimes, before you come in, people sometimes find a situation whereby maybe they were on the dating app already and then they met the person, but they end up not deleting their account or stuff
Then that's
like
your
that.
problem. It becomes your own problem. Charlie, Kasa.
Okay, so yeah, sure, yeah.
I bought the app that I bought my web reading when I was in South Africa those times. That's what I subscribed to now. But when I got a lady here, everything was going on. She came to me we started dating.
Wow.
But I forgot to delete
Log out.
So one day she came to my place and I think a friend she showed my picture to a friend. A friend, your guy is still on dating.
That alone.
Do you know white people?
It's a red flag.
She got pissed. Why is still on dating app? I said, oh, come on. I forgot to delete it. It became a
That's what I say. Yeah.
She said we should break up, But because I was in love, so I was like, I tried to
Oh my God.
in front of her, I did everything.
Wow.
So now I'm opening another.
Exactly what I say. You see, it can be a big problem, yeah?
Different picture. Yeah, you just monitor things, because I'm not sure we can go far.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
And mine was a very big problem.
Okay.
She couldn't speak English. I couldn't speak English.
Wow.
So I had to find a way to communicate.
She would say something.
Translate.
WhatsApp.
Okay.
Translate.
Wow.
Yeah, and she would come to me.
Wow.
You can't come. No, she would say something.
Very interesting. Okay.
So one of her friends was like, "You guys are joking."
But it's very interesting.
But
yeah?
you've come a long way.
But she was scared, I want to speak, but I was scared. So I just say what they want to say, I understand. Yeah. But by then I was new. I didn't know what I know is marketing. That's all.
Basically.
So she should understand me. For me, I'm not learning. But she has been in the system, she understands me. But because of confidence, she was scared to say it, So this said, look, I mean scare you, push you out. I can't progress in this relationship. I won't try to be dated for a while. I don't know, but for another time.
Yeah, for another thing, like you said, it's good. But there's one thing too I just want to find out. Do you think from we as Africans, or sometimes people who decide to go on this dating app sometimes present themselves differently, because based on what we said previous, sometimes you come and you realize that, maybe said for somebody who come from Ghana and he works in a bank. Everybody start from the scratch here. Now you are working in the kitchen, you are cleaning, and then and you know the thing about this dating app. Sometimes they ask you to fill your profile, and then do you think that's what I'm saying? Sometimes
at the moment it's totally diluted. People are using it for other means right now. So it's actually the efficacy is getting more reduced. It's not really trustworthy that it used to be. It's only seldom that you might probably find some real people there. Even for the women, sometimes they are men that are actually scamming. Yes. So you need to be very careful. Sometimes it's better to be on a more commercial, app that you have to pay. That's put more value on, than the actual normal one without payment. Or the payment, even still, actually, no.
Yeah,
still.
I was waiting for it. Well, even still, whether it's commercial or what I pay,
exactly.
People can still change their...
It's unfortunate like this. It's totally diluted. So it's not easy to really find real people. But if you're lucky, if your star is shining, you can still, find your lover there. So, yeah.
But why do you think some people do that? Because like I said, for someone who is... some people believe that sometimes... imagine you being on a dating app and telling somebody you wash in a kitchen, or there are some of these African people that sometimes they sit by what they call donkey. They sit by a toilet, and
they always from their faces.
But probably this person we're talking about is someone who was working in a bank in Ghana. But then based on situation, I just like, let me find myself a woman, and he goes online. Do you think this guy is going to say that I do donkey, or on his profile, that kind of a thing? So
that is where this warehouse works like ladder and stuff, it's common here. So there's no way I'm going to fill a form online because I was late.
Be smart,
I work at ladder.
Simple.
Yeah.
Something professional.
The person knows where
you are working.
It's not my warehouse. Everybody was there. Yeah. It's not something bad. I can't just go and say I'm wash plate. It doesn't work that way. You see, you have to present yourself well.
Packaging.
One thing I've realized one thing I know for sure, because I've been with them several. I can't say I've not dated 1, 2. I've dated people like
hey. No, we understand, of course.
It's a show, you have to
exactly.
One thing, Charlie, how you present yourself?
Packaging.
Because the people be born here, they want to see something. Even you can come today, but the way you dress or
your presentation,
appearance, appearance are the same. I go with church,
they're born here. A lot of friends, I have a lot of friends, When you are sometimes we say, Charlie, you see some guy, this guy is new. For me, I know the place. I tell the guy with your dress. That
the appearance counts a lot.
Then, but I know a lot of our guys, even some work get a lot of money. All what they do to send back home, you can stuff like you don't.
You can't blame them. I mean, bills to be paid back home.
Looking good.
They should have done more.
But for him to, focus on himself,
Build something nice, no.
Bro, Charlie, you have to dress. Look good, smell good. Don't look like your problem,
Don't look like your problem. This thing you say reminds me of something. I think there's this friend of this guy I know, and he went somewhere to visit a friend I also know, and he saw a girl there, and he was interested in the girl. This guy I'm talking about is driving a good car here. I mean, he's been here for long. And then our friend was telling him that the girl said, this your papa, he doesn't know how to dress at all.
Understand?
Like, you see, the funny thing, sometimes it's not even about the fact that
I hope this friend will not be watching this video.
Oh, well, I didn't mention anybody's name, so it could be anybody. The point that I'm trying to make is sometimes it's not even about not having the money. So that most of they have all the money, and they don't know and be like, I don't care. But hey, you can't go like you don't care. They always said appearance are deceptive, but people are going to judge you based on the way you appear.
Yeah.
And for me, it has always been my thing. Like, you can never. I don't know anybody who have ever. Let me say this on the record. I don't know anybody who have ever seen me and said that, oh, this guy doesn't know how to. I mean, I have women say to me those days back, oh, you know your colors, And for me, you can't walk around looking like a rainbow. I feel like, sometimes we all learn things. The problem with some people is that when we travel, we don't want to open ourselves.
We get open to the problems. That's our first priority, and that's the thing.
They just don't learn. A lot of people doesn't learn because let me tell you, I have a lot of friends. I used to work with them warehouse, but bro, more than a decade. So now none of them, some have not even dated anyone in this country because
they've made too much.
Bro, the way they present themselves, I feel like, bro, you've been here for a very long time. How much is shit? How much is No, the system is very simple for you can buy something on credit and buy it later. So just
my clamor.
Clamor is there, paper is there, a lot of things are there, Charlie. Just buy something, look good. You can pay small, like definitely you want to pay. So just look good and present yourself well. This way you get able to get the nice woman to get to marry. That is a very simple way.
Guys, you just said what you said. You got to present yourself well. Presentation is very important. If you want to find yourself a date here in Europe, it's not something hard. You just have to present yourself good. Even if someone sees you first, even before you utter a word to say something, your appearance is the first thing the person sees. So if you cannot put much into your appearance, then I think it's gonna cause a lot of problems. So
but it also depends on your mindset. Most people don't really come because they want to focus on marriage or something, just want to work. So when that becomes your priority, you think, or you're based on what you observe, you want to just get money, So instead of buying, spending clothes, from H&M or whatever, you prefer to save the money, and keep them for something that you want to build back home. So I think this is where later it can be a pain back to you, because after doing all these investments, you get to a stage where you realize you want to start something, but then it's getting late. And the people that actually saw from the beginning will observe that this person was always, saving money, not putting the best out there. So they would already have a figure for you that might affect your relationship later. So I think
we all have to try and adopt to change. But let me ask, have any of you find yourself in a situation whereby you feel like you have to change to fit into the system in terms of dating and anything?
Well, it's only a fool doesn't change his mind.
In what situation did you find yourself and felt like, oh, this is something that you have to do or you have to change by then? Like,
Control?
You can go.
Okay, so yeah, there were switches like that actually. But the point is, you have to still be focused on what you want to do. There should be a semi-focus of what you want to accomplish, because here is a playground, let me say, and you need to know how to play your game. There should be that mindset that you are playing a game and you want to finish the game. So if you don't have that structure in your mind, it will get to a time you get stuck. And of course, it happens. I mean, when you travel, you want to focus on something particularly, but with time you realize that things get depleting, not because you are not able to do it, but some inadequacies, so many things there. Sometimes, for instance, faculty, unexpectedly you are caught. You have to face the reality. It's not your fault. In Ghana, when you are in a trotro, you don't have the money. It's quite different. It's approach different. But here, it's a whole system that you need to get used to, and it's frustrating. But as time goes on, if you are really prepared, and for instance, most people actually left to different kind of people. People I know that left this country to other country because they were getting stressed. The first 2-3 months, they actually left. And I understand them because they were not born to be here. They were not supposed to be here, probably. Some of us have been here over a decade, and we understand the system, you understand? And so I think it's the reality, on the ground. And if you are ready to actually face it, God will help you. You'll get through it. But if you're not ready, then you have to probably change the country.
So one thing I've noticed, some African women here says African men are so controlling, and others also have the notion that African men are so serious and intentional. What do you say that?
Yeah, let me tell you something. If you want to succeed in your relationship, marriage and stuff, and dating someone being born here, being white, being black, you just have to compromise, just adapt to their system. Or for them, they see everything 50-50. They don't know you being the head of the family. They don't know. They know everything is to share equally, paying base equal, everything equally. So if you want to bring the Ghana mentality, like I'm the man of the house, it doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. You just have to compromise with the person. Let's come down to a level and understanding. In this case, seems to move forward for you. But if you don't have that patience, then it's better you leave the relationship because that's the only way you can work things out. Just compromise and just be in their system, their culture, and things will go well.
There are cases where the parents of the lady sometimes get to love you, get to really respect you. And in such cases, you might be lucky, to have the side of the parents siding you, for you to have, some kind of dominance, not dominance as in dominating, but like, control, not like the natural system here where it's 50-50. Sometimes like that. But that's seldomly, you don't really get to see these things. And I side with what Josh is saying because it's something that is here. When you meet a person, even though you might even be born here as a man, they don't really care. The system controls everything, and it's mostly favors a woman. It's automatic, so because they believe the women were the ones that instituted the country, blah blah blah. So that in the law, when a child is born, the woman have the rest out of the child automatically, even before you the man, except you are actually married on paper. Documented before you have 50. So it's really very, very funny, but it's just how the system works, and as a man, you just have to calm down. In fact, let me say this on camera. In Germany, you need to be very calm when dealing with, when you are really serious to be in a relationship or to marry, to settle down, whether on document or whatever, as long as there are children involved or you are planning to have children or you love children, you want to have children, then you have to be ready, mentally ready, spiritually ready. You have to be quick to hear, slow to speak. It's very helpful because these are people that will give you, of course, positive energy, advice that will help you to stand and all that. I remember when I came at first, one of my first advice was from a young boy, actually. He was barbering at Kojo shop, Kojo Habok. And he said something, to Daniel, must he off passing there? Like, something like that. I was like, okay, what's that? I didn't understand what off-passing means. I asked Kojo, said, hey, Daniel was, careful. I'm saying, okay, that's interesting, For instance, that could have been a joke, but in reality, it makes sense. So it's just be quick to hear and slow to speak. And I think for those that are watching, probably ready to come to Ghana, travel to Europe, Germany, wherever you want to come, you have to be very sensitive to listen more and just calm in speaking so that you can hear more information and what will help you, your journey.
That's nice explained, but I don't know what I explained it answered what I was just asking that, like some African women say that African men here are more controlling, more intentional. So I'm just trying to find out.
Oh, I think we're too much. Okay, let's just talk first. I went too much.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me use an example. I have a friend who was dating his girlfriend way back in Ghana. They got married before they all came here. In Ghana, they were living like happily, like they're doing everything cool. Yeah, the guy came here before the girl came. The moment the woman entered here, the lady entered here, she's straight, the system. Women are far over everything. So if something that is joke over in Africa, they will someone take it serious. The moment you just try to burst out, then it will be a problem. So they feel like they have power more than the guys.
I actually said that. I said that too.
Because of that, the guy is scared to say something. Or I say,
just putting fear in him.
Try to voice out and trying to defend himself. They take it as like controlling. No, in Africa, definitely you give respect to the man, but because of the system, you just want to show power. Because the system favors the ladies a lot. So I don't think men are controlling. All those I've seen, I don't think, I don't think so.
The problem is the document
personality, culture.
It's such that, and if both parties can actually communicate effectively and manage, the situation, I think it works. It just takes a bit of time to, compromise with each other before we get to that stage where both of us can actually be on that equilibrium, or the woman will respect the man as the head. Sometimes it works, but these are Christian homes, actually. I mean, without, or maybe a Muslim home, I don't know for Muslim, but for Christians, I know. For Christian homes, or partners that are Christians or devoted Christians, they respect the system, yes, but they also respect the laws of Christianity or the rules of Christianity, that, of course, that doesn't. The thing is, if a man is a head, it doesn't mean he's controlling you. A man being a head is he fathers the house. He protects the house. When we talk about the inbuilt side of the house, it's the woman that actually prepares the home. So it's actually mutual satisfaction. We satisfy each other mutually. It's just that there is a little bit misunderstanding with this topic. It's not like women are weak or they are not supposed to make decisions. In fact, it is a woman that actually oversees everything in the house. I mean, your food, everything, except you don't want your head to do it. But if a man should be involved, a man should oversee, he's an overseer of the house, making sure that what you place here is the right place. Okay, for instance, a woman and man, they are married together, and the woman prepares the home nicely. The man comes from work or sees the home. What he sees, what he is observing, that's what the woman have prepared at home. But it depends on the man how he, decide to see it. If it's a nice way of placing this book, or this, hey baby, this book was not placed well, can you put it this side? Originally, the woman did it, and the man oversees it. So if we get an understanding, I think everything will be fine. There won't be any friction, and also the way we speak. Sometimes people don't have love at home, or they didn't have love when they were kids. So when they grow up, they have this, there is this already fear and anger in them, so builds up as you grow. And sometimes people misinterpret it with temper. By the time it's not temper. Sometimes it's because you were built up in fear, with people screaming at you. I mean, all things bounce back, so it creates a whole lot, when you're dating, so.
All right. So, what I'm going to say is that the guys from Africa, some came without love. Some came from, example, let me use that way. I'm not like, pass through a lot of places where they got here. They don't have love, one. Lot of burden. Lots of burden on them.
Stress and all
that.
Trauma.
Even some took loan come to Europe. Yeah, so the moment you are in a relationship with the person already have this thing, a lot of responsibility from the back. The people born here, they doesn't know that thing. Now, when you travel, you have to take care of the house. I mean, way back Ghana, you have to build houses and stuff like this. Some things that is already in the system. You have to do it before you come back home. They don't do. So the moment you try to do something, they feel like you're not giving them attention. And you are not being supportive to them because everything in Ghana. But like the moment you enter Europe, you are the first born. You have to take care of everybody. Any problem, even they can call your mother or your auntie as swallow blade. You have to say money.
You know what? Let me not catch you, but I think that's a conversation for another day. Because I mean, the other day, someone will argue someone argue the father, and then like you said, I mean, you have a family that you are raising here, so you cannot be someone swallow blade. You know what I'm saying? You're in a family. You have nothing. You have nothing to do with somebody. You have nothing to do with somebody swallowing blade. Once raising your own family, you know what I'm saying?
Only give the person love. I think you understand the person. There's no but the moment the person is already stressed out, you bring your problem. It should be like controlling. No, just give the person love, support the person. Yeah, that's the only thing. They want love, nothing less, because they don't have love, especially in Europe, in their life.
Okay. All right, guys. So, like you said, this is the Lapotee Show. The ladies came here and they expressed their view on what it is like dating as an African woman here in Europe, and the men have also come to express their view, what they think and how they feel. But if you ask me, the way I see it, I think maybe it's not dating here that is so hard. It's just that some of us are not ready or are not willing to adapt. Whatever be the case, I think the intention to stay connected is the main idea at the end of the thing. So all that we've discussed here, what I will also ask you that you are watching is, what do you think in terms of dating here in Europe? Do you think it's harder, it's difficult, or it's just we African men that are here that we're not trying to adopt to change? Yes, and like I always keep saying, we don't take one day to do this. So we're gonna find another day and come up. We really have to have a continuation of this conversation. But just before we leave, yeah, like you said, now the women came to share their opinion. The men have done the same. So now we're gonna merge them together. Let's have this conversation. So watch out for part 3 of this. So, but just before we exit and we go, I mean, Daniel, probably there's something you would like to say before we leave.
Yeah, so all I would say is, if you love somebody, be confident, be bold in approaching them, and dedicate your time for what you love. You know, don't be confused about your decisions, because from the early stage, when you get confused, you'll ruin so many things and regret later. So it's better to focus, be confident, and be prayerful as well. And I'm sure God will help you accomplish it.
Yes, day in, day out, there are more influx of African men coming to Europe. So probably somebody will be watching this, and definitely when you come, you are having a life here you want to date. Based on what you have gone through and all you've experienced, what will you say to somebody that is also coming and definitely also want to come and date? What will you say to them?
Dating here is not very simple. It's about adapting to the system. Staying calm, being humble, listening more, talkless, and communication. That's the only thing. Communication. That is the only thing that will take you far. Like now, there are some people that are going to a lot, they don't communicate. So the partner will see it in the other way, other ways. Yeah, it will tend to another thing before he or she will understand it.
It's too late. Yeah.
So communication.
All right.
Keep watching Lapotee TV.
And like I keep saying, we don't always use one day to do this thing, and I just want to say once again, thanks for coming to Lapotee TV and come and share your opinion based on this.
Thank you for
it was nice having you guys.
You're welcome.
Yeah.